The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Darren Mougey says he has a clear vision for what the future of the Jets is going to look like. What is that vision? We'll talk about that and much more. Joe Blewett's going to be stopping by. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
We sitting in here, we excited as hell.
Now it's time to get to work. Are you a happy guy?
Oh my goodness, let's go!
I haven't felt joy talking about the Jets in a long time. When they announced it, I went, yeah! Let's go! A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Mougey are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. It is indeed the Jake Asman Show presented by PrizePicks. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel and you click the like button if you haven't done so already. This Saturday, by now you know, but tickets are still available to come hang out with Wayne Corbett and some of your favorite Jet content creators, reporters, and super fans all in one spot at HQ2 in Atlantic City, gangrenebeachclub.com to get your tickets. And earlier today, the New York Jets announced their public training camp schedule. There's only one practice that is open for the general public and not just for season ticket holders. That is on Saturday, August 1st. So I'm excited to share that for the second straight year, we will be hosting an Asmaniac meetup at the Cloverleaf Tavern in Caldwell, New Jersey, located 30 minutes from One Jets Drive in Florham Park. Chef Kevin's Restaurant, baby, the Asmaniac champion himself, is hosting us for the second year in a row in our own private area inside the Cloverleaf Tavern. It is a free event. All you need to do is RSVP so we can get a head count. The link to do so is in the description for the show. I posted the link in the live chat, and I will make it the pinned comment after the show. If you're not watching live right now, scroll down to the bottom, and you'll see free to attend. Bring whoever you want. It's going to be an awesome time. Cloverleaf Tavern, great place. We had a great turnout last year, so if you are a Jet fan and you can't make it to the practice, and you want to just hang out, we'll be there right after the Jet practice ends around 11:30 or so until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So more info to come, but I want to get this on people's radar. August 1st, reserve that day if you plan on coming to our meetup after training camp for the Jets this summer. With that, we say hello to Joe Blewett, who joins us now in his weekly spot. Joe, how we feeling, man? The U.S. Soccer, we were talking about it off air. They no-showed on Monday Night Football, which is a feeling many Jet fans know all too well.
Yeah, I was transparent with you prior to. I'm not the biggest soccer fan in the world, so I was watching that and Nets Summer League at the same time, trying to hold on to some hope with Milkel Brown Jr. and all those guys. But yeah, embarrassing. That third goal was embarrassing. So
Young Wei Cood.
Yeah, it was a thing. I think, and then Spain played. Was it Portugal? Portugal and Spain. And I think Spain won, and then we're going to play Spain next. I think Spain's like number 2 in the power rankings right now. So I didn't have a good feeling about them making it even farther than the round of 8. But try to be patriotic, try to root for the soccer team. But I really couldn't care less about soccer. Like I watched 1 or 2 games this entire year. So I'm not brokenhearted.
I think that's how most people feel. Nice run.
Yeah.
Would have been fun to see them go further as the host nation. But for a lot of us, we move on. And for me as a Knicks fan, I'm a world champion, baby. So that's what I have to fall back into. Now, in terms of what we're going to do on the show today, we will do some film after we get to the lead topic, which is Darren Mougey did an interview with the Jets in-house media team. And there's some interesting quotes I want to go through and kind of discuss what this means for the immediate and the long-term future of the New York Jets. I'll read you an excerpt from the full story, which is on the Jets official website. Quote, "I feel more confident today than ever moving forward with what we have going. I've learned a lot. We've learned a lot. we've got a clear vision. AG and I, we talk daily on this roster and the vision and this division. And with the assets we have moving forward, the draft capital, the cap space, I know we're going to continue to build and add good players to the team that are going to help us win. So he references him and AG being on the same page, having a year together to kind of get a familiarity with what they want to be, the type of team they are, the type of team they're going to be. Are you buying into the symmetry here between Mougey and Glenn going into year 2?
Yeah, I think there's legit symmetry. It's just, is AG here to see out the entire length of the plan? But yeah, they've been extending some of their homegrown guys, some of their young guys, right? Tippmann and Brees, and sounding some good vets this year. Like you said, the team is super young, and we talked about it when they were signed. Minka and Demario Davis were huge additions, just not only as football players, but also to the meeting rooms, to the practice field, on the field, trying to sort some stuff out. They were a mess last year in terms of their communication, and Minka's a big communicator, and so is Demario Davis. So I like that they're extending the young guys. They're doing it early. You know, Garrett Wilson, Joe Tippmann, even Brees. You know, we probably made out a little bit because he was signed before A-Chain and is it Gibbs? I believe has to still be signed. Maybe he was signed. I think Gibbs maybe still has to be signed. So they're making smart moves, bringing in some vets, 1-year contracts to the vets. Plenty of cap space, what, $100-ish million next year or even more. Plenty of draft capital. It's just, is AG going to be here to see out the entire plan? It feels like Mougey really may be at this point. I would probably say it's greater than not that he would be back next year, just assuming that this year doesn't completely blow up with all the players he signed and they kind of meet their realistic expectations. But we'll see about AG. It's a lot on it's a lot on AG. The defense, the defense should be at least near average or somewhere near there. And then obviously we know the head of the snake is really, Geno and Frank Reich on offense. Cause if they suck, I know we have a ton of weapons there, but if he can't call a modern offense and Geno Smith can't deliver the ball to the targets, doesn't really matter the targets we have. So I like the plan. I like what Mougey's doing, no doubt.
Well, I think it's clear that they are aligned as far as like Darren Mougey's not going into this year being like, I want us to suck because I know I'm here and I want to get a chance to hire my coach. Because a lot of the moves they made personnel wise was to give Aaron Glenn players for his defense that fit what he wants to run. Aaron Glenn's also the same guy who said at the NFL Combine this past year that play calling is his superpower. So, a lot of how we're going to judge Aaron Glenn beyond the win total, which is most important, is how does the defense look? Because you're taking clear ownership over that. And I think we all could agree there's enough talent now on this roster to properly evaluate Aaron Glenn as a head coach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not a thing where they're barren of talent, right? Like, I'm not saying that this should be a Super Bowl team if they had a good coach and good quarterback, but they should at least be minimum competitive, right? Like, yeah, they got some holes on defense. Yeah, there's maybe 1 or 2 on offense, but this should be a formidable team. Like, if you put Sean McVay and Matt Stafford on this team, what are our expectations? Like, we're talking about at least a wild card, right? At least that's where I would personally be at with this roster.
I think you're contending. If you had a Hall of Fame head coach and a Hall of Fame quarterback with maybe not an elite offensive line yet. Let's see them prove it one more year, but a very good offensive line and some talented skill players. Like, would the Jets not be looked at as a contender if they had a Hall of Fame quarterback with a Hall of Fame coach?
Yeah, and obviously, and that's even aggressive too, right? So like maybe to better emphasize my point, it's like, okay, what if we had more of a mid coach, whoever mid coach you want to say? I don't know if you have a mid coach off the top of your mind. Even like, I was gonna say Mike Tomlin, but that's gonna be a whole conversation for a different day. But a mid coach and a mid quarterback, I think you're talking about, my expectations going from 6 wins to probably 9, with this roster. So I don't have to be as drastic as being, okay, Sean McVay and Matt Stafford,
Payton.
but yeah, he's probably even. He's
not a mid coach. Who'd be like a mid coach?
Yeah, I don't even know. I honestly, like, Tomlin might be mid at this point, realistically. And I'm not trying to shit on Tomlin.
How about Mike McCarthy?
Yeah, okay, Mike McCarthy, like Mike McCarthy and I don't know. Aaron Rodgers. I was gonna say Jordan Love was the first one that came to my mind. I think he's a little bit better than mid. I think he's probably near top 10. But if we like Mike McCarthy and Jordan Love, we're probably talking about 9 wins and expecting the playoffs or close to it this year. So it's really about Aaron Glenn, and is play calling truly a superpower? Obviously, the arrow was pointing up with him in Detroit that last year. A ton of injuries, and the defense still produced decently. There's enough talent on this defense. Again, I know there's holes at safety. I know corner 1 might be a hole right now, but realistically, they have enough talent to be a mid defense if you're a you're a defensive coordinator, worth your weight. So, it's going to be exciting to see exactly what they do. I don't have a ton of faith in it. Realistically, I think we're both at 6 wins, I believe. And I think that's largely based on Aaron Glenn and our lack of confidence in Geno Smith. And I'm not saying he's Justin Fields or anything like that, but I still think he's near a top 10-ish bottom quarterback, maybe better on some days, maybe worse on some days. But it's exciting. It's going to be exciting to at least evaluate the young talent that they have.
I'm just hoping that we at least get a season, right?
Yeah.
I don't think this is a great team by any means, but we didn't even have a season last year. What I mean by that is the Jet season was basically cooked before September was done. They started 0-7, but I left Tampa with the Jets at 0-3, and then they lose a week later on Monday Night Football to drop to 0-4. I think it was September 28th or September 29th, the date of that game. At 0-3, let's be real, they were cooked. But at 0-4, it was over. Don't start 0-4. And the first 4 games, week 1, is incredibly important to at least giving you a chance to then maybe win one of your next 3 and be 2-2 facing the Browns at home in a game the Jets would be favorites in. And you're at least having a season. And, we're not doing mock drafts in late September, early October, which no one wants to do, even though we're all excited about the 3 first-round picks. Let's hope the Colts suck and the Jets could give us a fun season, at least at the beginning. Be fake good for the first month of the year. The bar is so low.
Yeah, it's I'm not even being dramatic here, but how many seasons have we had the last 10 years by the end of September, early October? This is probably over. There might be a mathematical chance they can get back in, but after the first 3 or 4 weeks, season's over already. So it's disheartening. Last year, I believe I started clipping Mendoza plays October 10th or whatever it was, absurdly early. So 3-4 weeks into the season, already kind of had that feeling that it was over, especially how they lost to the Bills and the Cowboys. Embarrassing. It was embarrassing the first couple of weeks. So don't give me that, I know you're on the same wavelength. It's don't give me the tanking crap. The 0-7 start was just as embarrassing in my opinion. It's give us a season, win week 1. You can't start off 0-4. They didn't do us any favors with the NFC North right off the jump, minus maybe, you can argue Packers, no Parsons, maybe that's a favor right there, but still not the most beneficial start of the season. So give us a season, give us some hope, at least 1-3, right? Because then you have Browns, you got Dolphins, Raiders, right? In the next couple of weeks after that. So, what is bye weeks? Is it what week is it?
Week 13.
Oh, it's week 13. Yeah, no, I was thinking the first 8 weeks. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. First 8 weeks can give me at least 3-5, something like that. And
it really should be 4-4. I don't think we're asking for much. Beat the Titans and then beat the Browns, and you're at home for the Dolphins and the Raiders. You should be 4-4 if you're a decently coached team, which is the big question mark with the Jets.
Yeah. Win week 1. I think we're a better team than them. Steal one of the next 3 games, and then win another 2 of the 3 games that you should at least be competitive in or win, with the Dolphins, who are a bottom 3 to 5 team, Raiders, who are a bottom 3 to 5 team, Browns, who are a bottom 3 to 5 win team. And the worry with the Browns was they have Myles Garrett, the best defensive player in football, and he's not there anymore. So that should be a game where you're favored at home. You're going to be favored versus the Dolphins, I believe, at home, and maybe even versus the Raiders at home. Grab week 1 of 2 of those 3 games, and then steal one against the Packers, Lions, or Bears, and then we legitimately have a season. But at the minimum, you want 3-5. And at that point, after that, it might get a little bit rough with the Chiefs, Bills, and Chargers. You hope you steal one of those. Okay, now we're 4-6, but at least we're mathematically still in it, and there's still a season. And then we're talking, early November at that point. It's just been over end of September way, way, way too often. I've been doing this since mid 2010, 2015, 2014. It's just been so many years of just non-competitive football right off the jump. So we need it, and your meetup needs it, right? It's week 8 or whatever it is. So, you don't want to be going to the meetup, 2-6 or whatever it is, or 2-5 or so for your sake as well, please God.
Joe Blewett just referenced it. Jets hosting the Dolphins on October 25th. If you are a Patreon member and you're in the Discord, the link to secure your spot for Jets Dolphins in the Asmaniac section is now live. We're going to give people first come, first serve that are Patreon users first. Comes with your membership. Thanks for supporting the show. I want to shout out Snowball, who I see also gifted a channel membership. He re-upped his membership for the year earlier. Shout out to everyone who's already sent me payments. if you want to join us, Jets Dolphins tickets are $150, includes a field pass to go on the field after the game that day. And we're going to have a tailgate at L5. Info on that when we get a lot closer to the game. But we got a tailgate in the morning, kickoff at 1, post-game field passes afterwards. We have about 70 spots we were able to get from the Jets, which is an increase over what we did last year. It's the least they could do considering the team is dog crap. So thank you to the Jets for that. And we will be able to host up to 70 people in our group. So it's first come, first serve. I think 10 spots have already gone in the 2 hours since I posted about this. So
Nice.
60 spots left. We've been warning you this was coming. Join the Patreon. You'll see it's the pinned message if you want to join us at the game.
Yeah, must be nice. I put it out an hour ago. 10 tickets sold. Must be nice. But yeah, no, it's that's one I'm really gonna try to make too. I go to a decent amount of the games. That's one I'm gonna try to be at as well. Usually tailgating Jay, so I'll just walk over and meet a few of you guys. That'd be fun.
Get ready, baby. Joe Blewett. A loose cannon at these tailgates.
Yeah. You pop by the one for a couple of minutes. If you stuck around a little bit longer, Tyson Roush will have some stories for you. We've got after it a few times. So yeah, if you go to the tailgate, it's definitely a good time. The problem is, Jake, you know what it is? Like a lot of people want to hang out and stuff. So it's like, oh, you run into this guy, shot. Oh, you run into this guy. Hey, you want to do a shot? Hey, you run into this guy, want to do a shot? And it's like, after meeting a few people, it's like, damn, dude, I gotta pump the brakes and drink some Aquafina here.
Today's raffle prize is a great one. As long as we get 20 people that enter during the show, we're going to raffle away a very cool signed item. That signed item is a signed Breece Hall football up for grabs at the end of the show for anyone who enters. Snowball already entered for 1 entry. Derek, the Kansas Jet fan, gifted a membership. He is in for 1 entry as well.
Yeah.
And our first 5 spot of the afternoon comes from Kelly Maria. Kelly, shout out to you. You are in the raffle for 5.
Let's go!
If you got a membership from Kelly, make sure you thank her. Our guy Connor Long writes in, how about those Nets, Joey B? Mikhail, Igor, Chaney Johnson, Tyler Bilodeau, the future of the franchise, baby.
Yeah, 2nd round pick, Tyler Bilodeau. I think he shot like upper 40s in college, and summer league through 2 games he's shooting like upper 50s. I think last night was like 7 for 9 or 6 for 9 or whatever it was.
Were you and Connor Long the only 2 people watching Nets summer league last night?
Potentially. Yeah, potentially. Minus like Locked On Nets or whoever else is out there, like guys who are being paid to cover the team. Yeah, I would say probably realistically under 1,000 people watching that summer league game. So exciting though. They all looked good. I can at least hang up my hat on the fact that they have some young guys who are exciting at the minimum.
Hey, shout out to Rick Ken. I just got an email that he just sent me a Venmo. So Rick just reserved a spot for the Asmaniac game on the 25th. Rick, spread the word to all the people in your crew that spots are going quick. So make sure you secure your spot. Again, it's priority for anyone who's on my Patreon and Discord. And then if we have anything left over, we will open it up, of course, to the general public. But just get on the Patreon, baby. Best way to support the show is your $6 a month, helping keep the lights on around here. Let's see. This one is from Daz, who says, you all got to jump on the England hype. It's coming home. Well, we know Beast is rooting for England in the World Cup.
Oh, is that a thing?
He's a proud English supporter. Refused to wish America a happy birthday the last week or so until I got him to finally do it this morning.
Is he from England?
No.
All right.
Does he speak English, though?
Facts.
He thinks that makes him English.
Touche. Honestly, I'm not going to watch another game. USA is out. I legitimately could not care less. Like I just do not care. But yeah, I don't know the teams who are remaining. So, but I guess not England because now you're talking shit. So no.
Big fella. Can't wait for Beast Feast. The Asmaniac Miami beatdown will be in full effect. Big fella was the first non-family member to secure a spot at the Asmaniac meetup for Jets Dolphins. So you're all set, big fella. Thanks again for always coming to our events and supporting the community. And yes, Beast is among the people that will be at Jet Dolphins on October 25th.
All right. Yeah, that's going to add a lot of excitement to the day. He's going to get like surrounded by people. Most likely it's going to be, I'm going to walk in. Nobody's even care. There's going to be a flock of people around Beast, and we can just sit in the corner and have a beer, Jake. So yeah, no, is somebody flying him out? Like, how is that working out with, Beast?
Lou B is flying him out. He covered his airfare and his hotel out of the kindness of his own heart. I have Beast game ticket already taken care of. It is secured. Wow. And he is staying at a hotel that is the same hotel that Thunderlips, one of my legendary callers, is staying at. And Thunderlips will be chaperoning Beast to the tailgate, to the game. So it is apparently all taken care of between Lou B and Thunderlips. And God help us, because if they can't get it done, I'm not involved. Legally, I will not be associated with whatever transpires.
Yeah, if that doesn't speak to the power of your community, I don't know what does. Getting Beast here. So kudos to everybody. That is ridiculous. But I'm looking forward to it. I that does excite me a little bit more than not. So
you tell me if this excites you. Here's a quote from Darren Mougey from that same interview. We were one of the youngest teams in the NFL. So we talked about that in the offseason, and we targeted a few guys, and we're able to land those guys and feel really good about the team and where we're at now. Mougey talking about some of the veterans they brought in. I think the leadership on the Jets last year, beyond just the coaching being atrocious, I think the leadership issues were apparent. I like the idea of what they did, bringing in guys like Demario Davis and Minkah Fitzpatrick and all that. Your thoughts on how big of a difference, if it does make a difference, in this Jets team now going forward?
Yeah, it does. Last year, like the only legit leader you had with, on offense was Garrett Wilson. He's been here for a few years, but like Olu's still wet behind the ears. Membu's still wet behind the ears. Tippmann's a little bit wet behind the ears. Obviously Justin Fields not really leading anything. Breece Hall, is he the best leader in the world? Me personally, take offense to if you want. I don't think he is. Hopefully after the contract he is, but it was like Garrett Wilson who was injured and Harrison Phillips, who's like a run stuffing nose tackle, so we didn't really have a lot of leadership. You saw that consistently in the secondary with how just poor the communication was between those guys. The amount of blown coverages was ridiculous. It's like, I don't know. We did 18 film reviews or 17 film reviews, right, last year. 14 of them were probably how bad the defense was, right? So probably a little bit less realistically, but yeah, it was dreadful. So having Demario in those rooms and Minkah and even like guys like Onyemata on the defensive line, some more vets on the defensive line outside with Osai and Enagbari, some more vets even in the receiving room, right? Like Tim Patrick, another vet. So I like the leadership that they brought in, not deals that really hamstring them long term. Minkah you can get out after 2 years. Demario, I believe you can get out after 1 year relatively scotch-free. So I like the plan to bring in those vet leaders who are still good players, right? Like I don't know why people are so down, or at least some people are so down on Demario Davis and Minkah. Like they weren't both top 10 at their position last year. Now maybe there's a slight fall off, but they're still very good players at their positions and for decent prices, not hamstrung long term. So I definitely like the plan, long-term flexibility, sign the young guys, draft capital, cap space. So if they hit on quarterback and head coach, this roster is definitely trending in the right direction, no doubt.
Hit the like button if you're just joining us. Comments, questions, super chat, cut the line. Again, enter the raffle for the Brees signed football at the end of the show. If you want a chance to win that or any of our weekly raffle prizes coming up on Friday this week. The other quote from Mougey here is where he's talking about the draft. He says, quote, "It's definitely a more comfortable feeling going in, knowing you have a whole year with your process. We changed the entire grading scale from our last draft, so we're on a different scale, a different system. I felt much more comfortable visualizing the board this year and kind of knowing how it was going to fall. And I feel really good about where we're at as a whole staff." So they changed their draft process year over year, obviously to be determined whether or not they hit on the players they picked. And let's be real, it's not about the day 3 picks. It'd be nice, but it's really about pick number 2, pick 16, pick 30, and pick 50. 4 picks in the top 50. Those are the players that need to be impactful for Darren Mougey to have done his job.
Yeah, you need at least 3 of those 4 to be a relative hit, right? And we know like when guys are hired, they don't change over the whole staff and the whole process right off the jump, right? It takes a little bit, and I'm sure in year 3 they'll be better than year 2. But yeah, there should be a big jump in like their grading systems and their scales and how they go about it and all that stuff. And you live and you learn. So yeah, I believe him. I definitely believe him with this, but. they're building an Aaron Glenn. No, the good thing is some of these guys are scheme versatile. So, I think even if a different coach came in next year with different philosophies on defense instead of more of the react and attack type stuff, it's just attack and react. I think some of these guys can still fit. So we'll see. Like realistically, I'm a Jets fan. I'm a Jets fan before I'm anything else. I'm hoping the Jets go 17-0 and win the Super Bowl. But obviously, I dive into the film quite a bit, and I'm expecting 6-win season. But I'm not hoping for that, right? Like I think people misconstrue that a little bit, where it's like, oh, you want the Jets to suck. I don't want the Jets to suck. We've had that conversation 1,000 times. It hurts. It kills my numbers. You have staying power at least, where like my numbers go down. Like, oh, I put out a review, 70 views. I'm like, what is this? So yeah, them being good gets the fans excited, helps out both of us just with interaction, obviously monetarily a little bit as well. That's not, you don't have to be smart to recognize that. So it helps out in a multitude of ways. And then just like, you don't have to see videos of kids crying and hoping and wishing they were different fans of different teams, or, go to games, just be disheartened a quarter in. It's been so bad. So yeah, I'm hoping to get their shit together.
You look at the rookies, obviously the first four are going to come under the most focus. If there is a day 3 pick, and remove Klubnik from this conversation just because he's a quarterback, so it's unique. But of the day 3 selections, which one from your reviews on these guys do you believe has the greatest chance to have an impact in year 1?
Yeah. I think this is pretty chalk, right? Like if you had to guess who I'm going to say, it's Darrell Jackson, right? Because
makes sense.
VJ, yeah, because he's the highest pick. Then the defensive line is pretty crowded, but I still think you could see him seeing 5 to 10 reps a game, on some like goal line situations, 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s, 2nd and 2s, that type of stuff. He can be on the defensive line like a bear front. You have a 0 tech, 2-3 techs, and 2 5s. He could fit somewhere in there. I don't agree with Glenn. I don't know if Glenn is like certain on this, but I definitely don't want him playing like big defensive end. I don't think he's athletic enough for that, but maybe in run stuffing situations, he could do that. But then past that, Inez Cooper's probably not going to play this year, right? Like if he is playing, there's probably a problem because you have Harrison, who's going to be above him most likely as a backup interior offensive lineman. You have Max Mitchell, who can also play a little bit of guard. That's, again, still my biggest problem with this offseason, minus Nick Folk, is not bringing another interior offensive lineman. So I doubt he's going to play unless something really goes wrong. And then VJ Payne, out of all those guys, probably actually has the highest ceiling of all those guys if he hits his ceiling. And I think he'll be a special teamer. So if he makes a few plays on special team, you can argue for, his value being great and him making an impact if he makes like a fumble or whatever it may be. But the problem with VJ Payne, and I know they're on the docket in a few weeks, we're going to go over all these guys and do a film review of them.
Or we'll just skip it and say,
maybe. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I get it. Like people don't necessarily want to watch Malachi Moore, VJ Payne, whatever else it is. But we'll see. We'll see how the next few weeks go. But if we do a review on those guys, you'll see VJ Payne. He has the athletic ability to play high, to play low. He's really good at man coverage, but he's unplayable in terms of his tackling right now. It is gross. So he needs to fix that, or he can't be on the field as a safety. Special teamer, okay. You have that heart, all that stuff, fine. But at every aspect of tackling needs to improve. So I'm going to say Jackson because he might be the only one who sees actual defensive snaps or just snaps in general with the, 11 on defense or 11 on offense.
Comments, questions, super chats. They always cut the line. Big shout out to Mike DeRamo, who I saw just reserved a couple tickets for our Jets Dolphins game on October 25th. I know we're bombarding the audience with Saturday Gangrene Beach Club, training camp meetup, Dolphins game. Here's what you need to know. Saturday's Gangrene Beach Club. Week 1 in Nashville is a whole separate thing. There's links to each event we're doing there. Tailgate and Barstool pre-party. The Chef Kevin meetup is on August 1st. That's even before week 1. All right. And then you have till October 25th to worry about Jets Dolphins, but you want to make sure you secure your spot. So we got a bunch of things, down the line. That's why I always recommend people join the Patreon, get in the Discord. You'll see there's tabs with info for each event. So keep it all in one place. Now, Joe, Kevin O'Connell, he noticed what the Mougey has been up to, gave an interview with the New York Post, and says that he's frequently texted Darren Mougey, complimenting him for all the moves that he has made. KOC, a former Jet, college roommate of Darren Mougey. If the opportunity arose for the Jets to hire Kevin O'Connell, your reaction to that is?
Yes, I'm obviously sign me up, right? Who are you going to bring on here that's going to say, like, is going to say the opposite of sign me up for hiring Kevin O'Connell? Now, I don't think he's like a Hall of Fame coach or anything like that, right? He still has some things to prove, and the playoffs. I don't think he's won a playoff game. Maybe he has, but I don't think he has. But last year, pretty solid with JJ McCarthy. Now, was that his decision? Was that the GM's to get rid of Sam Darnold? I don't really know. I'm not. Maybe I should ask Diana Rossini, but. I don't really know exactly how that process worked out. So you can blame him for that if that was on his shoulders. But overall, a solid coach. I don't think he's Sean Payton or anything like that. But I think, if you really were to go through all the head coaches in the league, I think he's definitely in the upper half, and he's probably closer to the top 10, if not in the top 10. Offensive minded, So yeah, I would, of course. You're telling me Kevin O'Connell over Aaron Glenn? Like, duh. Yeah, of course. I'd rather have Kevin O'Connell than Mike Tomlin. I'd rather have Kevin O'Connell than, I know we talked about Sean McDermott. I'd rather have him than quite a few guys. So, yeah, no doubt. And you have the connection there. You have the synergy. He's talking to Mougey. He's complimenting him. So he's keeping track of the team, the roster, and all that stuff. So, yeah, if he were to be fired, obviously they asked the question of why was he fired and how bad does this year get and whatever else it may be. But, yeah, of course, like, no doubt. That's probably off the top of my head of like realistic options. That's probably one of the better guys. It's probably number one, right? Like, who would you realistically expect to be available next year or potentially be available next year who you'd want? Who's, I'm not gonna say he's like proven. He's not Sean Payton in terms of proven, like when he was available for a trade or anything like that. But who else is out there, that you'd really want over him at this point?
Totally agree. And you probably would have to trade for him, because even if Minnesota was ready to move on, if him and ownership don't get along after what happened with the GM, where the GM basically lost the power struggle, if it just gets ugly, where then all of a sudden, Minnesota's ready to move on, you probably would have to trade for him. What would you be willing to trade for Kevin O'Connell? Because I've seen people go all over the place with their answer for this. Frankie V came on my show yesterday and said that he would trade away 2 first-round picks for KOC, which feels a little too extreme for a coach who's never won a playoff game. A guy who I think is phenomenal, but I can't trade away 2 first-round picks. He even took it a step further and said he'd trade away David Bailey, Kenyon Sadiq, and Omar Cooper Jr. for Kevin O'Connell, which, again, feels a bit extreme. But what would you be willing to trade? Because I would trade something. I just don't know if it'd be 2 first-round picks for KOC.
I might trade David Bailey. I'm not the biggest fan in the world, but yeah, I think a first round pick, right? Sean Payton went for like 16, 17, 18, something like that, right? For the Broncos, and 2 first round picks, I think, is just you're way overpaying at that point. Like, that's really never been done. Now, if it's Sean McVay, okay, you're talking about 2 first round picks, sign me up. But yeah, I would say a first round pick in 27 or 28. Obviously, hopefully the latest of the 27 picks, and then I'm hoping, obviously, the Colts finish in the top 3. We can get our quarterback, but realistically, I'm expecting those 3 first-round picks to become 2, because they're probably going to have to trade up to get into the top 3 or 5 or whatever it is. But if you could walk away with like Arch Manning, or let's say whoever your favorite quarterback is, or your number 2 quarterback is, and Kevin O'Connell, like, of course, sign me up for that. What's the difference that Kevin O'Connell makes in terms of win differential than David Bailey? Like, if David Bailey, does he even increase your win percentage by 1 game this year? Or like just based on him alone, do you think, okay, Jets are a 6-win team, without Bailey, we're a 5-win team? I personally don't think so. I don't think he makes that big of a difference. Now, if I tell you, hey, we have Kevin O'Connell versus Aaron Glenn, what would your prediction be for this year, Jake? If just Kevin O'Connell's on the team this year instead of Aaron Glenn?
Yep, multiple more wins, probably closer to 9 wins than 5 or 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2, probably at least 2 comfortably. 2 or 3 game swing there. So yeah,
it depends on the first, is how I would word this, right? Because the Jets have 3 coming up. The Jets could be top 5 bad in football. I don't know if I'm trading a top 5 pick for KOC.
Not
I'd trade one of my first if it's in the teens, right? Like, or I would structure it where, hey, it's a second this year and it's a first in 2028 after I already have my quarterback I'm using my top 5 pick with for KOC to coach. So people just throw out draft picks. Not all draft picks are created equal. Do we forget it takes a whole draft chart to determine the value of said picks? They're not all equal. A first-round pick from the Jets is a lot different than a first-round pick from the Rams, who are going to be picking 28th or higher every year that Sean McVay is their coach.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I would be willing, like I said, to trade a first round pick, top 5 in next year's draft. We have Arch Manning and Jeremiah Smith and Dylan Stewart from South Carolina. There's another edge rusher. I believe it's Texas. I just forget what his name is, but there is some really, really good players in next year's draft. So I wouldn't trade a top 5, but if you're telling me, 15, something like that, like, yeah, I would do it. A head coach makes a massive difference. And I'm with you. Like, I don't think he's some superstar of a head coach yet. He has a potential to be. But yeah, head coach has been killing us for a decade and a half now, right? Like, even Rex, like, he had his great years and he was a great DC, but in terms of being the overall head coach, was he the best in terms of like reaching for his friend's sons from Clemson and some of the roster decisions they made and stuff? So yeah, I think Kevin O'Connell would easily be the best coach we've had in, and this is sad to say, honestly, this is probably the state of the Jets, but probably in my lifetime, right? Or if not number 2 to Rex Ryan, if you want to argue for Rex Ryan, fine, but easily number 2, right? Like, I'm putting him over Herm and everybody else we've had, right? So yeah, I would be more than willing to do. Like, is he gonna make a bigger impact than I don't know, like a starting corner? Yeah, he no doubt about it, he is.
100%. It's a coach and quarterback league. This guy's a quarterback guru, and you'd be hiring one of the best offensive minds in the sport to help that guy be developed properly. KOC's never had a great quarterback. He won with Kirk Cousins, Sam Darnold, won 8 games this year with JJ McCarthy. We'll see what he does with Kyler here. Like,
yeah,
and the guy's got a 600 plus winning percentage with very suspect overall quarterback, quarterbacks that he's coached.
Yeah, and it was 13 wins with Cousins and 14 with Darnold. Was that were those the record? Like, listen, and those rosters. And now obviously Flores is a really talented defensive coordinator, and he was there for most of those years, if not all of those years.
But he hired him, so he gets credit for that.
He hired him. Maybe he brings them to the Jets. That's a possibility as well. He's a really great DC, but 14 games, or not. I don't think 14 games. I think 13 games at Cousins is even more impressive. So yeah, you're talking about Cousins, who at that point, like we're talking about before, at best is a mid quarterback, at the very best a mid quarterback. So if you get Arch Manning, he turns into a top 10 quarterback, and you have Kevin O'Connell and Flores here. Sign me up. And I know some people are saying it's like a reach forever in the chat, but you have to be realistic about what the options are out there. Like, who do you like realistically? Who would people want? I don't know who people would want over him. People talk about there's like a young OC who's coming up who people mention all the time. I'm just forgetting off the top of my head. But like a lot of these guys, like, yeah, could be Liam Cohen, could be Ben Johnson, or it could be the complete opposite way. Like, they're complete unknowns. And I get there's some unknown to KOC, but he's built more of a resume than any of those up and coming guys who's proved it for a year or two.
David Perez in the raffle for 4. Question. I think you mean you bought tickets for Jets Titans. Will you be there? I'd like to link up with other Jet fans. Will I be at Jets Titans, Joe Blewett? You can answer his question.
I don't think so, right? You said you're skipping week 1?
Oh, I'll be there, all right. And so will the Asmaniacs, David Perez. You better be there. It's going down. Take a look at what we have planned for everyone making the trip to Nashville. We have a party the day before from 4 to 7 at Barstool, Nashville. I'm doing a live show from there. It is located right on Broadway Street. It is in the heart of all the action. We'll be hanging out there the day before for all the Jet fans. And then the next morning, if you go to GameDayFlightCrew.com, you could buy your tailgate ticket to come hang out with all the Jet fans who are making the trip. We have a full tailgate, all-inclusive food, beverage, ticket gets you it all. DJ going to be performing. It's going to be epic. Game Day Flight Crew, I'll be there. That's our Nashville tailgate plan. So yes, David, I will be in Nashville.
Yeah, and I know we love Dave Briga, and I do too, but he's like, why are we talking about this? Well, it's in the news, and there's nothing going on right now. So of course we're gonna talk about it, right? Like, we're reaching for stories now, so we're not just reaching and saying, oh, well, maybe he'll be available. Like, when there's a connection there, that's why we're going to discuss it. And it's July 7th, and nothing has happened in weeks. So of course we're gonna talk about it. Don't be offended.
The people who say, why are you talking about it? Well, the option is we could talk about that, or we could go to Beast, who doesn't root for America in the World Cup. Beast, your thoughts?
Yeah.
I'm remembering a place.
Nonsense, you communists! I can't hear from you.
I was literally going to say, would you rather us talk about Kevin O'Connell or bring on Beast? And you did that was perfect.
Anyway, if you're watching live right now, thank you. Hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Breece Hall signed helmet up for grabs at the end of today's show. new set of raffle prizes, aka just added a huge one because we didn't do a weekly raffle last week over the holiday. We just extended things. Breece Hall framed jersey up for grabs. That is the top prize in Friday's raffle, doing a show Friday morning. Joe Namath signed football. Joe Klecko signed helmet. Wayne Corbett signed football. Jets Legends jersey and 2 tickets to Gang Green Beach Club, all up for grabs for anyone who enters the raffle during this show or any of our shows before Friday. Joe, I wanted to get your take on the idea that Aaron Glenn could save his job by going 7-10. Like, if I just say to you, Jets win 7 games, is Aaron Glenn back next year? Yes or no? Your answer to that is what?
My God, there's so many stories. Like, there's so many ways you can take that, right?
Yep.
Because like where are the wins? Is it late in the season like it was with Gase in his first year? Are we just beating the bad teams? Are we getting blown out in the other games? There's so many different ways to take that. Because I have no confidence in Woody Johnson, I would probably say yes, even though I personally say no. Like that it's just my lack of faith in Woody Johnson to pull the trigger probably when he should. It's all depending on how it looks, right? If you win 7 games or not late and you're competitive with the good teams and all that stuff, then okay, I'd understand it. I would still have severe reservations about him being the guy to lead our next quarterback. I know a lot of people kind of have faith in Frank Reich, and I get it. He has a resume, but that resume really doesn't have any, it doesn't have anything on it last 5 years that is overly positive. So, I would like it to be Kevin O'Connell leading the next quarterback. Like 7 wins, you're like barely scraping by. At that point, you really hope to see the Jets like, okay, yeah, this was a decent year, but we have 3 first-round draft picks, $100 million in cap space. Let's go a different direction. I really hope not. Obviously, it depends on a lot, but I'd really hope not. But lack of faith in Woody, I would say yes.
So that's why I bring up 7, because I think anything less than 7, he's gone. 7 is the eye test. Who are the wins against? How did it happen? Did you start 1-7 like Gase did and then beat some bad teams to actually finish 7-9 when we knew that team wasn't very good? Like, I think 7 is like the only debate number. Anything less, he should be gone. Anything more, even if it's an ugly 8, it's still 8. No Jet coach has won more than 7 in a decade. I think he survives. I think 7's the big debate number. And knowing the Jets, they're not just going to be the worst team in the league and make it easy to get the first pick, and they're not going to be good enough to be a playoff team. There's probably going to be a huge, huge debate whether to keep Glenn or fire Glenn before we get to the biggest debate of all the debates, as we all well know, doing this, the amount of years we've done it already. Which quarterback do the Jets take with one of their first-round picks? And everyone is going to have a different opinion on who that quarterback should be.
Yeah. I'll be pretty disheartened. I'll be honest. I wouldn't think it works out. And then Kevin O'Connell goes somewhere else. And then a bunch of good coaches come out and we stick with Aaron Glenn, and he gets fired after the rookie's first year because he disappoints. And then, the rookie's learning a second system in 2 years and it just goes downhill from there. And then that rookie ends up going to, I don't know, a different team and then winning a Super Bowl, So I could see that happening again, like we did with Darnold. And at the time we got rid of Darnold, I think most Jets fans agreed that we should get rid of Darnold because he legitimately was not good here with the Jets. But my God, did we not give him good weapons? Robbie Anderson, Brashad Perriman, Frank Gore, a bottom 3 offensive line consistently. Adam Gase could at least script an opening drive, but past that he was dreadful. So I really hope we're not in that medium. Like, I either hope we win 9 games or we win 4. Realistically, well, I don't want to say we win no games, but I don't want to be in the middle like that. That's just purgatory. So either win a lot or lose a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Blewett with us here. Joe, are you ready for some film review?
Yeah. I got a decent chunk of plays for these two guys, so we'll fly through them relatively quickly. But yeah, I'm gonna like a fire hydrant or a fire hose of plays right now, quickly.
All right. We got 2 guys that I think fans are curious about. One was a rookie last year, Azareye'h Thomas, who's competing for a job with the new guy they signed, Nashawn Wright. So we'll show you some film on both. Before we get to the Joe Blewett film review, I want to remind people that today's show is brought to you by In the Cloud. It's summer. The heat is up. Schedules are packed. Sometimes you just need to mentally cool down without crashing out like the Jets during a fourth quarter meltdown. Between vacations, cookouts, long weekends, every Saturday somehow becoming a full production. Summer can be exhausting. That's where IndaCloud comes in. They are a fully legal online cannabis dispensary. They got THC gummies, premium pre-rolls, zero sugar THC sodas, energy gummies, extra strength, sleep gummies, and much more. If you're 21 or older, go to indacloud.co. Use my code ASMAN. That's linked in the description. That's code ASMAN for 30% off your first subscription order, plus free gifts and free shipping on qualified orders. That's indacloud.co. Code ASMAN. Enjoy responsibly. And thanks to IndaCloud for supporting the Jake Asman Show. All right, Joe, let's do Azareye'h Thomas first because I know he's a favorite of yours. He is competing for his job. Third-round pick a year ago. Got hurt, but did get a chance to play, especially after the Sauce Gardner trade. And he looked pretty good from what my eyes told me thinking back to it. Let's break down the film. What stood out when you watched Azareye'h Thomas?
Yeah, I'm trying to. It always loads like the first play sketchy, so it's going to take me a second here. So I'll stall as best as I can. But yeah, I like AZ Thomas quite a bit. To me, based on what I saw from him last year in limited reps, right, and obviously he has to play more reps. He has to be healthy. I think that he should be the starter over Nahshon Wright. We're gonna watch both of these guys, and I'll show you what some good press looks like, some good coverage looks like, and then we'll watch Nahshon Wright, who. I think he had 5 picks. 3 of those were pretty legit. 2 of them were absurd. The other 2 were throws that were very far behind him. So he kind of looked out into two picks. But he is so boom or bust. And it's like 70% bust, 30% boom. It's not like, oh, one play it's good, next play it's bad. It's like 2 or 3 plays are really bad, and then 1 play is good. I remember like seeing him be signed and, oh, great, he's coming to the team, forced all these turnovers, but it's like, he got $3.5 million. And I'm like, okay, either a bargain or something's maybe wrong with his film. And I went and watched the film. I'm like, oh God. So I do think that Nahshon Wright should in my opinion, pretty comfortably be the backup corner to AZ Thomas. I think AZ Thomas at the end of the year could be the best corner for the Jets. I think he has that high. Again, maybe speaking more to the Jets roster, but I think he has that high of a ceiling. I think it would be him and Ponce who are the 2 best corners on the team at the end of the year. So, I have a good chunk of plays here. Again, I'll run through them pretty quickly, just a little bit of time restraints, but I want to get through a good amount of plays to just kind of show you, the good of him. And I'll show you some good of Wright and then the bad of Wright. But am I shared right now, Jake?
Yep, let it rip.
Okay, yeah. So he's top, and this is a few of these first reps are against Jamar Chase and Higgins, and this one's on Chase on 3rd down. So let's watch his coverage on Chase on 3rd down right here. And he disrupts the timing a little bit right there, and the pass is in front of in front of Chase, but Chase can't get his eyes around quickly just because he does a really good job of sticking with that route. And at the top of the break right here, he throws what's called a bam step. So he kind of has to fake the break to the outside, which just delays the break a little bit and then throws off the timing. But AZ does a really good job just right off the jump, right? Good base. His eyes are low, right? We talked about this 1,000 times. We want our eyes in the hips. We don't want our eyes in the head. So he does a good job keeping the eyes low. Also, again, for a rookie in his second game, I believe this is the second game he played snaps, fake aggressive press off the jump right there to change up into more of a motor, which is just like a soft shoe technique by AZ Thomas, staying nice and square. Eyes are still low on Jamar Chase, gets hands on, disrupts the timing of the route a little bit. He gets into that trail technique where he's underneath of Jamar Chase, has hands on him, again disrupting the route, and then the ball is just they're not on time together because of how AZ Thomas disrupted the route right there from Jamar Chase. So you're talking about, I don't know exactly where you have Jamar Chase in your receiver rankings, Jake. I'm assuming he's at minimum top 5, right? Rookie in his second games and I believe his first game starting against him on 3rd down. He did a really good job right there. So yeah, I like him quite a bit. We'll run through the next play, press right here. This one is bottom of the screen versus not Jamar Chase or Higgins, but it's a good rep of press coverage with Thomas. And this one, again, I'll do this one really quickly. Just really, really patient at the line here. Again, staying square. We don't want to open up outside or inside too early because then guys will stem you outside to get underneath or inside to get underneath and outside, whatever it may be, but nice and patient from AZ Thomas. gets two hands on, clearly disrupts the route quite a bit right here. Their separation because of the contact there, does a good job of not taking like an immediate angle towards him, because you don't want to be too aggressive with the angle towards him because he can get over top of you. So you want to take more of a conservative angle over the top. Does that. Hands on, then looks back to the ball. Really good rep right there from AZ Thomas. Again, this is a near pick versus Chase where there's a little bit of like a tiny little nitpicky issue I have here. And this is why Stevens gets beat sometimes vertically, because he tends to look back for the ball late. And AZ Thomas does this a little bit here, but we're still talking about a near interception, a pass breakup versus Jamar Chase for a rookie in his first game starting. So bottom of the screen, again, good stance, shoulder width apart. Eyes are going to be low there, square, patient at the line, both hands on, disrupts the route. Again, just like the last rep, can't take too aggressive of an angle, taking one over the top of Jamar Chase. Now it's a little bit risky. Once the receiver starts to look back for the ball, you want to give it like 5 to 7 yards, and that's where you can kind of you could turn into the field and play the ball. But once they're past that 5 to 7 mark, you tend to want to play through their hands and their eyes a little bit more, because once they get to like 10, 15 yards, you're assuming the ball is going to be there, and then having to like turn almost like a speed turn here and get your eyes back to the ball. It could be a little bit risky in terms of the timing, but Jamar Chase pushes off of the top right here. AZ Thomas holds contact with that right arm to field Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase tries to throw him by. AZ Thomas is able to gear down. He gets his hand in right here, breaks up the pass. It would have probably been a catch. Now his left foot goes out of bounds here, so he's not eligible to catch that ball, but it's a pass breakup and a near pick against Jamar Chase. Again, a really good rep. Again, be careful with turning your eyes into the field instead of playing through the receiver at the point where he's looking back for the ball at, let's say, 5, 10, 13 yards. A little bit sketchy there, but still, that's a nitpicky thing. So this is press versus Chase again. Top of the screen, I would say probably, I think Chase is probably the best receiver in the NFL right now. So top of the screen right here, inside leverage. And now we're seeing some soft shoe stuff. Or sorry, this is my fault. I put Chase here and I tripped myself up. It's actually Higgins. So Higgins, who's still a very good receiver, a lower end one or really, really high end two, but still this time we've seen fake punches where he gets into more of a soft shoe technique where he's playing off or just a softer press. We're seeing two-handed punches, and now we're seeing really, really aggressive two-handed punches right off the jump, right? Sees the chest open, takes it super aggressive, lands the hand into the chest, completely disrupts Higgins, gets hands on, matches the route, completely locks up Higgins there. Like, that is really, really good aggressive press from AZ Thomas right there. I got 3 left of the positive, and then we'll do 3 quickly of just some rookie mistakes that he made that he can improve on. Press versus Higgins, top, last third down of the game. So right here versus Higgins, again, have to have it situation for the Bengals. Third down, Jets are up. One of the games they won, and you're talking about him versus, again, I would say he's a low end one, Higgins, honestly, on most teams, but doing a good job off the snap right there. Again, staying square, getting hands on, disrupting the route. There's some detachment right there because of just the contact, but quickly works to get over top of the route, hands back on to Higgins, matches the route break on the out right there, and is white on rice on that route, and a have to have it situation where Higgins is going to give his all to get open. So and impressive. 2 more left. AZ bottom, good press. Okay, so right here, I don't know who this receiver is. I don't think it's not London, but a really good job of staying patient here again by AZ Thomas, and completely locks down this receiver. I do want him playing in press more than anything, press man coverage, but again, super patient at the line, right? Stays square. Now the receiver uses a shuffle technique, so he's trying to shuffle to the outside to get AZ to open up to the outside, and as we say, like, open the gate. So he's going to drop that left foot backwards, and he's going to cut underneath of him. But AZ stays really, really patient, isn't sold. There's like lack of explosion here, so he's not really sold on the shuffle technique and him breaking to the outside, and maybe scouting reports before the game. He knows he can run with this guy regardless, so he stays super patient to the inside. Eyes are low, really good base, matches the break inside, gets the right hand in, and is, again, you really can't cover that better than he did right there. So some really, really impressive reps for a guy in his first year. Bottom of the screen, He blows up a screen here where the receiver like kind of stems at him a little bit and then works back to the ball. And I believe the tackle works out to Izzy Thomas, but he's quick enough to recognize it where he blows up the play. So he's also willing in the run game, makes tackles in the run game. He had a few lapses there, but overall, another really good play by him. Just noticing, okay, yeah, obviously he's working back to the quarterback, enough acceleration. And like want to get back on that. There's a lot of guys who might be a little bit cautious here because of this tackle, but he's ballsy and he's physical, makes the tackle, blows up a screen by himself for a tackle for loss. I'll get to the bad now. This is a missed tackle where again he needs this was a bad one. I believe this is Hopkins. He just leaves his feet way too early here. So some rookie mistakes from him. Okay, so sorry, it's like a bubble screen to Flowers and Hopkins is blocking, but this is one where he just has to keep his feet earlier. Like he dives way too early here. You're talking about 3-4 yards away, ducking the head, not bringing the feet into him. Eyes drop, and then Flowers is able to break the tackle and push forward for a first down. So I get the aggressiveness here, but obviously we want to be more patient and break down better than AZ Thomas does here. So rookie mistake. Don't think it's a thing that's going to happen a ton with him because he's a pretty good tackler for the most part. This one, Ravens game again, he struggled a little bit in this game. He gets beat by Hopkins here, a little bit of a rookie mistake versus a double move. Hopkins doesn't sell this double move. He runs like a curl and go or stop and go, wherever you want to call it. Now, if a guy is running like a double move, typically, for the most part, you want to break to their upfield shoulder. Why? Because when guys are going to then break vertically, they're going to break at the angle of their upfield shoulder. So if you take an angle to their upfield shoulder, like we'll watch, so runs a stop and go. If he were to take an angle to the upfield shoulder, which is the left shoulder right here, instead of a little bit more vertical, he's going to be cutting off the angle he's going to be running vertical at. So you're kind of protecting yourself from double moves. He gets a little bit too vertical here to the inside shoulder, and that's why he's able to push past him and win this rep. I understand being aggressive, but we have to be aggressive smartly, right? So we can break on it, but break to that upfield shoulder, gets too vertical. DeAndre Hopkins beats him, should be a touchdown. He gets, a little bit of he gets hands on there, so disrupts it a little bit. So give him credit at that point. But it's a situation where, on target ball, we're talking about a touchdown versus a double move. So we got to be a little bit better in terms of how to play the double move on that one. And I got one left of him, and then we'll get into Nashawn Wright. AZ Thomas search tech penalty. So this is one we just want to see him be a little bit more patient. So running like a quarters coverage in the red zone. So if one, I forget, it's is one Mooney? I think one is Mooney for the Falcons, I believe. Yeah, Mooney. So if he takes it vertical to the outside, he's going to be locked in man coverage. If he breaks inside quickly, it's going to be the safety's job to pick him up in at least this type of quarters coverage. So he breaks quickly inside, safety takes him, and then he does what's called a search technique. So he's basically just going to drop back, kind of shuffle, and looking for anything crossing from the opposite side of the field. And that's exactly what happens. So breaks inside, passes it off, safety jumps on it. Now he's doing that search technique, right? So he's looking for anything crossing right here, assisting the passing strength side, because now there's nothing here for him to guard. So he finds the target. The problem is he gets a little bit overzealous and grabs him and ends up getting a PI there. So he has to be a little bit more patient in terms of like matching him, cutting him off, but we can't grab him in that situation. I get it. You're in the red zone. There's a lot of pressure at that point, open field, all that stuff. But we want to avoid that penalty and not be as grabby there, be a little bit more patient with our feet and kind of cut off the angle a little bit better. But again, some rookie mistakes, missed tackles, not playing double moves, some penalties and stuff. But for the most part, the technique was really, really solid with AZ Thomas. Hoping he's healthy, but there's a legitimate reason that people were talking about him last year. Like, hey, a second round pick who probably should have been a first round pick. I saw that last year. I was genuinely very impressed with his rookie season.
If you guys have a question for Joe, write it in. We're going to do one more review of Nashawn Wright, and then we will say farewell to Joe. I will stay on for your calls. If you tuned in late, we opened the show talking about some of the comments that Darren Mougey gave to the Jets official team website about the Jets long-term future. So check that out if you are just joining us. And again, we have ourselves a Breece Hall signed football up for grabs at the end of the show. We have 7 new channel members this program, plus 4 via the super chat. So that is 11. We are 9 gifted memberships away, or super chats, from being able to spin the wheel of champions at the end of this very show. So make sure you enter for your chance to win. Nashawn Wright, Joe, he was billed as a guy that does something the Jets just didn't do last year. Force takeaways. He had multiple interceptions last year, yet you look at his market, he only signed a 1-year deal with the Jets for under $4 million. So the rest of the league didn't exactly look at Deshaun Wright and say, well, he had all these turnovers. He's now ready to be a starter. So he's competing with the guy you just did the film breakdown on, Azareye'h Thomas, for a spot on the outside. Let's break down Wright and what he now potentially offers Aaron Glenn in the defense for the Jets.
Yeah, I think I'm sharing, right? There's a reason he made $3.5 million. Let's be honest, and you'll see it in the bad. I have 4 good, and then I have a decent chunk of bad, and I have a lot of bad. I think I did 50 plays on him in my full review, and I would say probably 30 to 35 of those were pretty bad reps. So, the bad was littered all over the tape. It's just he had some really nice picks. This play, so like pre-snap, we got 3rd and 8, right? You have Justin Jefferson lined up outside. You have Deshaun Wright lined up outside. Typically, and especially if the quarterback is looking that way, the number 1 receiver is going to be targeted. It's going to typically be at the sticks, and this is where we're going to see his aggressiveness come into play. Where if you can't find him, again, big red arrow should help you. This is clearly one I put on Twitter, but he does a good job here of just sitting on the route, right? He's anticipating that the route break is going to be at the sticks or near the sticks. So he squats on the route a little bit more instead of like backpedaling. If this was 1st and 10, something like that, he'd probably play a little bit less aggressively, but he opens up and gives him some space, but he's really not shuffling or getting into a backpedal right now. Again, playing it very aggressively. JJ McCarthy could have put more zip on this ball as well, but he's playing this route aggressively, anticipating the break at the sticks or near the sticks, like I said. So he jumps it, sees the break coming, undercuts it, and he lacks top end speed, like no doubt about it. But his acceleration for his size, what is he? I have it in my notes. He's 6'4", 200 pounds. So for a guy who's that lanky, he has good acceleration, just not good overall like looseness, fluidity, top end speed, but acceleration is actually not bad. So anticipates that. Good job by being aggressive by him. And again, you can see that I'll play it a few times. You can see the explosiveness from him right there, like accelerating under that route. And then we're talking about a pick 6 right here for Deshaun Wright. So he had very, very high highs, but there were just too many low lows for me to say, okay, yeah, I think he should start over AZ Thomas. But again, really good patience right here. Again, anticipating that break, undercutting it, pick 6 for him right there. Let's see, 27, where are we at? Pass deflection. So this is him on Higgins to the bottom here, playing with heavy inside leverage. Decent stance, could be a little bit lower, but he's also 6'4". Eyes look to be low. Does a good job of staying square. Now he gets a little bit overextended in his base here. Like he's a little bit too wide at this point. You want to be more shoulder length. You don't want to be too far wide where it's going to kind of prohibit lateral movement. So he's a little bit too wide, but still gets both hands on Chase. Again, clearly disrupts the route. He gets pushed back to the inside because Higgins is using like a shock release where basically within 5 yards, you can throw him backwards and get physical. So he uses more of like a shock release to win, but he kind of pushes him to where he's breaking anyway. But good job by Wright, staying square, getting hands on. Now you're going to see the length take effect here. So these are more the plays when we're talking about Pons. Like I don't think Pons is going to be a guy who, he's 5'9", just throw jump balls. These are the type of plays that you're worried with Pons on the outside versus Higgins, right? And I'll show you why. So you see Wright's length take over here where he stays over top of the route. Flacco, I believe, tries to force the ball. And Deshaun Wright, this is where you can see 6'4", and long arms, right? Where let me see if I can get a better like freeze frame into there. It gets a little bit sketchy towards the end of the play. Okay, so I can't. I'll try to pause it. But you can see where the length matters, right? Like you're talking about a few inches here that gets a hand on the ball, where a guy like Pons is not going to be able to get his arm in here. So this is where you see height, length really, really win him a rep. But good job staying square. Good job getting hands on. You see the length take effect, play through the ball, get the pass deflection on Higgins right there. I got 2 more positive and then a decent chunk of the negative. And again, I'm not trying to, I feel like people try to say like, oh, you're like trying to like create a storyline or whatever. Like I'm just talking about what I see with these guys, right? Like if it was all positive, I would put up all positive plays, but more of his stuff is negative. So in the short review, I'm going to show more negative. So bottom of the screen right here versus Metcalf. This is, I don't know if I saw a better interception this past year than this one. This is ridiculous interception, the athleticism that it takes to do this. So, or just the height and, the height and the length and all that, but a one-handed pirouetting pick and gets both feet in bounds, just absurd from Nashawn Wright, and changed up his press technique a little bit, kind of showing like more cover 3 shuffle technique off the jump here, but then turns it into just being more square. You have Metcalf, who just speed releases to the outside. Nashawn Wright, again, patient, square, matches the vertical break. He does a good job of like arm barring him, at least it looks like, where he gets his arm over the top of his inside arm. And that just allows you to feel the route. And obviously, right, like if his left arm is over top of Metcalf's right arm, what can't Metcalf do? He can't go up for the ball with that right arm, right? So there's a reason guys do that, feel the route, not let him go up for the ball. Now he's tracking the ball, right? Finds it. And again, ridiculous interception, right? Like you cannot take that away from him. The length here, the height definitely help him out, no doubt about it. The vertical, you could see it there. Pirouetting, one-handed catch, gets both feet in bounds just barely. And again, probably the most ridiculous interception you saw this year. I can't think of a better one off the top of my head around the entire NFL. So just absurd. And people watch this and it's like, oh my God, this guy is an absolute stud. We will see the negative part of him though too. This is a near interception from him where he reads the play well. I know we talk about a lot on this show of like drive phase stemming and all of that stuff. So right here, you're going to see that I don't know who this receiver is. He does not sell this at all. Like he comes off the ball and his shoulders are like he's completely vertical, which indicates what a break is coming soon. So the receiver does a piss poor job here, but Wright reads it really well. Where again, like, is he going vertical here? Like, let's be realistic. Is he really trying to push vertical? Absolutely not. Like, he's completely upright. So Wright sits on the route because of that. He's not selling it vertical, takes an aggressive angle. Again, this is where he can get hurt though sometimes, taking too vertical. If he were to like spin out and get vertical here, he might get burned, but aggressiveness takes over, sees the break, undercuts it. He drops the ball, but still a really good jump on the ball and a near pick for Nashawn Wright. So you're going to get that. You're going to get the pick sixes, the athleticism, like just like the height and length and getting picks and breakups and things like that. The aggressive plays, you'll see like that from Wright as well. But I have some negative here. It's going to be like, hey, okay. So top of the screen right here, he gets beat vertically badly. He's not targeted, I don't believe, on this one. But he gets, it's not about, okay, did you get targeted? It's about, did you lose the rep? And this is an easy loss for him. So he tends to be way too aggressive. And you can see it here, right? Where like, if he was one of the first reads or there's no pressure, whatever it may be, he gets absolutely roasted here. And why? It's because he opens up. One, he opens up way too early pretty consistently, but I'm pretty sure his eyes are shooting to the inside on that play action. He gets too far over the top. He's way too open right there. There's no way he's going to match an outside break, so he has to stay more square. Gets undercut. He does not have the necessary athleticism now to either speed turn and get back to this or flip the hips and get to it. So plays it way too aggressively. Again, absolutely roasted for what should be, I don't know, it's look like a 68-yard touchdown or so. So bad one from right there. This is another one where Jamison Williams, I believe, beats him for a touchdown. They're in, I believe, a cover 6 here, where it's like quarters to the top, and then cover 2 to the bottom. And this is one where his assignment is, if the number 1, which is just the number 1 most outside receiver, if he runs vertical past typically 10 to 12-ish yards, you're going to match him like it's man coverage, right? So that's his responsibility. Jamison Williams selling vertical the entire time, but I think he may be, again, trying to cheat a little bit here, and maybe he's anticipating that maybe they have like a 2-read situation on this or whatever it may be, where if he breaks to the outside, he'll take them, or he's anticipating some type of switch, but gets a little bit too aggressive potentially into looking to this receiver, and Jamison Williams just runs right by him for a touchdown. Like, not even close again. So you have to be disciplined to your initial assignment. Like, yeah, jump on the 2 if the 1 cuts in or whatever it may be. But he's pushing vertical. It's Jamison Williams. We have to get over the top here. And again, it's a rep where he's not even close. Like this happens way too frequently with him with a walk-in touchdown. So blows the assignment there, too aggressive, and you have to play a guy like Jamison definitely differently than he did there. This is another lapse here where they run play action. The receiver to the top fakes like he's blocking and breaks to the outside. Nashawn Wright, again, gets too aggressive. Looking inside, doesn't match the receiver to the outside, and he's completely lost on this play on second down. So, yeah, I understand wanting to get your eyes inside for play action, but what do we have to do first as a corner? We're not playing the run first. We're playing the pass first. So get hands on, look inside, but even after the point where the ball is now in Dak Prescott's hand, like, he's still lost. Like, okay, where's my receiver? Turns to the inside. What are you doing, Nashawn Wright? So wide open for Pickens to the outside, laps there by him. I have 5 left of the bad. Beat to the top here. Yeah, it's not good. So top of the screen here. Another one where, what am I going to say? He opens way too early. Remember how AZ Thomas, stay square. We can open the gates slightly. We can open the hips slightly. We cannot open them like we're getting into a true shuffle technique. There's no way you're going to be able to match an outside break like this, especially not with his athleticism. So probably cheating his eyes to the inside. That's why he's doing that. I think that's Jacoby Myers at this point in the season. But like you're seeing these reps, it's not even close. Like this is a throw that a elementary school, high school football player can make, like this is just way too easy. And this is third down too. So like let's maybe on first down, let's try to be aggressive. On third down, we're anticipating probably a break to the sticks or a by the sticks. We cannot play that aggressively. Gets roasted on that one. Lose contain here. So we have some of the run game. He's willing in the run game, but as the force player, he's not dependable. He gets way too aggressive. And as the force player, what do we want to do? We want to maintain outside leverage, and ideally push Bateman, like squeeze him down here, and then force Henry to cut inside, because when we cut inside, where is the pursuit coming from? Inside. We have nobody to help us to the outside. We cannot get too aggressive here and try to win to the inside, especially while being blocked. And now Henry has a wide open lane to the outside. Why? Because Nashawn Wright did a horrific job of maintaining his containment to the outside right there. Quite literally a walk-in touchdown. And that doesn't just happen once in the season. That happened at least 4 or 5 times where he gave up big runs because of that. Lose rep. This was one where, like, again, just being smart. We have cover 2 man, right? We have cover 2 man. Where's the help? We have help inside and deep. Why are we playing with heavy inside leverage against Higgins? If anything, play him heads up to outside leverage and force him in, funnel him into your help, right? Pre-snap, plays it way too aggressively to the inside. Again, doesn't get hands-on, immediately opens up. Higgins, outbreak. Where if he was just playing properly, pre-snap, he's going to match this outbreak because, again, you have help to the inside. Why are we playing inside leverage? Ball isn't there, but again, beat badly. Makes no sense pre-snap while we're playing that heavy of inside leverage. I only have 2 left. I could do this for quite a while with Wright, though. I'm just trying to give you guys my honest opinion. So Wright lose third.
Joe, we get it. He sucks.
2 more. Let me really emphasize it. Wright lose third down, eyes cheat. This is the same thing as before. He's going to open up, eyes to the inside, opening up way too early, undercut. Jefferson beats. I get it. It's Jefferson, but still the technique is awful. Opening up, not square, shuffling. Now the ball is off by McCarthy, but we're still talking about what here? Huge separation. And then last one, and I apologize for doing this to you guys, but I'm trying to hammer home. Right, not use help. This is another one where, we want to use our help, right? Looks like we got like another cover 6 type of deal. Might be a lock to the top nonetheless. If he breaks to the inside, there's no vertical from a 2 here, right? So if it's quarters to the bottom, there's no vertical from the 2. From the most part, we're basically going to double the 1. You have help to the inside. You should know that. He ends up one getting too flat-footed, and his feet are very wonky here. You could see like just how clunky the feet are right there. And again, instead of playing with outside leverage where you don't have help, he plays with inside leverage where he does have help, gets beat on the outbreak. So suffice to say, I am not a big fan of Nashawn Wright and do not think he should be starting over AZ Thomas. Sorry for doing that with the bad.
Brandon Stevens, Azareye'h Thomas, Pons, the 3 corners for the Jets week 1 in Nashville.
Yeah, I think so. I think Pons will play slot over Brownlee. Brownlee is just way too volatile. But I do think he will end up winning that job. And I think eventually Pons by year 2 or 3, I think he'll play inside on nickel and then outside on base downs, right? Like I think initially, because there's a lot to digest as a rookie, he'll just play slot, but I do eventually think he'll be inside outside type of guy. But not like, it's just, I have to be honest, man. Like everybody loved the Jordan Whitehead review, and I got shit on for shitting on Jordan Whitehead. Everybody loved Cisco last year. I got shit on for not liking Cisco. So there's a reason that Deshaun Wright got backup money. It's because he's a backup level player. It's just safe to say.
Envelette wants to know, was Nashawn disrespectful to Joe on a traffic stop?
No, absolutely not. Even if I wouldn't let my bias impact my view on him. It's littered. It's, again, I have a 50 play review out there. Some of them aren't that bad, but probably 35 out of the 50 are bad plays. Like, yeah, he has some big splashes, but it's just not worth it for the negative with him.
I mean, it's a real thing because think about it. He tied for the NFL lead with 5 interceptions last year, but he only had 1 in his first 4 seasons. And despite the breakout year, again, you already said his contract, 1 year, $3.5 million. 3 of his picks came against J.J. McCarthy twice and Spencer Rattler. Another one occurred on an end of half Hail Mary from Joe Flacco. His yards allowed per coverage snap, 1.3, was ranked 54th among corners. He's a backup, and that's, I think, okay. I guess I didn't realize it was that stark until the film review. So I now think Azareye'h Thomas will start opposite Brandon Stevens.
I didn't know where you stood. We didn't talk about it before, but if you were teetering, I would say, and again, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe he is the starter, but based on what he did last year, there's no way. And like you said, one of them was quite literally like a 50-yard Hail Mary, and it wasn't even a thing where he was like contesting it. The quarterback just threw it like 20 yards short. He just ran under it like a punt. And I believe one of them was somebody, I think it was a crossing route, and the quarterback threw it like 5 yards behind it. He was actually beat on that play, but the quarterback just put it in a horrific spot. So yeah, there are some plays where it's like very impressive, but the boom is not worth the bust with him. So I think he should be a backup. I think AZ Thomas easily had a better year in obviously much more limited reps, and he has to stay healthy. Now as a backup, fine. I actually like him as a backup, and I like Siggers as a backup, but if it's Stevens, and who is also a very boomer bust player, and Rashawn Wright, and then we got Cisco potentially playing deep. We'll see where that goes. This secondary could be, it could give up a lot of big chunk plays, and I don't want that. Obviously, who does?
Joe, you're the man. I appreciate you hopping on. I'm going to see you on Saturday. I can't believe this. Gangrene Beach Club. Joe Blewett, come meet him.
Yep. Don't yell at me for shitting on some players and stuff, but like, at least when I'm positive on players, I'm not just kind of pulling out of my ass. So yeah, I'm excited. I'll probably get there like 12 or 1 o'clock. Again, I'm working midnight and having a guy come in for me late, so I can get there. But I'm excited to meet some of the Asmaniac. I think Snowball was saying we're going to do a shot, so I get at least 1 shot with Snowball. Like I said, I'm pretty excited.
And Joe, just so you know, Beastbreaker has started his own lawnmower business. We're going to work on getting some film of that so you could do a breakdown of Beast mowing a lawn to make Hungry Hippo 666 happy in the chat.
Yeah, who wants to see Malachi Moore? Let's do Beast mowing lawns. I'm down. I'm 100% down. We've expanded our repertoire here. I don't know if that's a proper way to say it, but cop videos, domestics, Beast mowing the lawns. Yeah, we can do whatever breakdown on anything.
Joe, see you Saturday. Appreciate you coming on.
All right. See you, Jake.
Joe Blewett from JET X with us there in his weekly spot. That super chat or that comment was from Hungry Hippo. This gifted membership is from Colin Wolford, who was in the Asmaniac raffle now.
Good job.
Thank you, Colin. And Daz, where have you been the last 6 months, Daz? He's back. He's in the raffle for 4. He says, Beast, do not ignore me. I am your master, and you are my little porky wizard. Hashtag Hogwarts. Ladies and gentlemen, we like to give people a chance to respond fairly around here. So joining us right now Beast, would you like to respond to Daz's comment here?
Bang!
Sometimes less is more with the response. Well done, Beast. All right. I talked about this at the start. I want everyone to be aware. We did this last year. It's our annual Asmaniac training camp meetup. The Jets finally announced their training camp schedule. There's only 1 practice that's open for fans that aren't season ticket holders. They had 7 last year. This year, there's just 1. And that date is August 1st. So the Asmaniac training camp meetup at the Cloverleaf Tavern is set for August 1st after the Jets practice wraps up in the morning. So figure around 11:15, 11:30. We'll head over to Cloverleaf, about 30 minutes away from the Jet facility at 1 Jets Drive in Florham Park, New Jersey. We'll head to Caldwell, New Jersey, where our guy, Chef Kevin, will be standing by ready to host the Asmaniacs. And ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is the champ himself.
He's always cooking or coaching or flashing his green. This man is cooking or kicking. Asmaniac. jackass. He's at the tailgate, he's cooking, blowtorch in his food. A diehard Jets legend, the chef. They call Kevin Chef Kevin.
The champ. Hello, Chef.
Come on, let's go. Let's go. I'm ready, man. Training camp? Best time of the year. We can't lose during training camp, man. Come on. Let's go, man. Yo, the Jets, pardon the Jets, man. You know, we're all diehards, man. I'm not gonna question people's fandom like that, man. The play on the field, the people in that office for the Jets that deal with the season tickets and all that kind of stuff, man. They can't help with the outcome of the game, but what they can do is look out for fans. And to only give one day, man, like, I think they kind of did us a little dirty. I'm not even gonna lie, man. I used to be a season ticket holder. Last year was my first time not being a season ticket holder because of the laundry list of things. So, it'll be a big celebration, man. A lot of Asmaniacs. I've already started reaching out to a bunch, man. Yo, it's gonna be a time, man. We got some Asmaniac Madness contestants that are gonna be over there at Cloverleaf Tavern, man. They're gonna, join us at that practice, Jake. Yo, it's gonna be a good time. Plus, we got a nice little menu, man. I revised, the menu from last year. Added a couple things. Yo, it's gonna be
Jake
a time,
Asman
man.
baked potato, Chef Kevin.
On,
I can't wait.
Come on, man. We had guests at Cloverleaf that didn't come upstairs, had no idea what was going on, and the buzz went through the building, and they started ordering Jake's loaded baked potato, man. Yo, fire, man. Reviews are stellar, but I can't wait, man. There's no place I'd rather be, man, with the Asmaniacs over here at the Cloverleaf as well, man. Yo, it's gonna be a good time, man. For Joe, man, I salute Joe. His film breakdowns are always solid, man. That no Sean, man. I'm like, damn, really? He's getting caught up. I'm like, all right, man. I looked at the stats when we signed him. I think it was like 4 or 5 interceptions. I'm like, all right, he's a ball hawk and all that. And then the film don't lie, man. I don't want to say it's cherry pick stuff, but I'm with him, man. There's a reason why he didn't get top tier money. So we got to see, man. But if we can get AZ and Pons to end the season starting, dude, that's incredible. On these rookie deals, day 2, dudes, like, all right, man. That, like, okay, now it's starting to look good. But it all comes down to that offense, man. AG, he's gonna do his thing, whatever he can do to save his behind. He's gonna do that. But the offense, if that offense don't click, if we don't score points, man, we're gonna have these top picks again, man. I'm tired of that. Tired of that stuff, But hey, this is a great time, man. Asmaniac. Yo, the training camp stuff, man.
Free event, people. Just show up. The Cloverleaf staff is awesome. We'll be able to get food, drinks. We'll have the whole private room all to ourselves. Like last year, it was great. We had, how many people we have last year? Like close to 70 people RSVP'd, I think, last year.
Yeah. So we with the people coming in and leaving and all that, it was around that, Jake. And if for whatever reason everybody comes through at the same time, we'll have overflow. We'll use, a couple of rooms, make sure everyone's situated and whatnot. Don't worry, man. We'll make sure everybody's taken care of. Just make sure y'all RSVP so we know who's coming, so we can organize this properly. Just not.
We got 30 already that have RSVP'd already,
man.
Chef Kevin.
Let's go.
30.
Hasn't even been 24 hours, man. Yo,
hasn't even been 2 hours since I made this thing. Whenever I emailed you the link, I'm like, here's the graphic and the link. Let me know if it looks okay.
Yo, let's go. I'm gonna have swag there too, guys. I'm finalizing too on the brewery. We're gonna have a special brewery there. Yo, it's gonna be electric, man. I believe that. All right. We'll also have some food too. Some small. Give you some small apps, man, on the Cloverleaf. On us. We're there to help out, show love, man, to the community with what Jake's doing, man. Like, we gotta support, man, with what he's doing with the channel, ESPN, Mad Dog, all that stuff. Jets Collective, we gotta make sure we keep supporting our guy Jake, man.
I'll invite Rich and BT and see if they want to stop by the Cloverleaf Tavern.
Let's go. I'm also working on one Jet player, man. Working on a Jet player. You know, I'll let you know. We're in contact, man. We just need the date.
August 1. August 1. That was it.
That was it. Nothing more. But hey, man, I don't.
It was like we're hoping to get all these days, couple weekend practice.
Man.
The only one they have open for all fans, not just season ticket holders, is that August 1st date on Saturday. And like the tickets aren't even available yet till I think July 15th. So we're gonna do our best to secure as many as we can. We'll try and give out as many on the show as we can to people that actually can come to Cloverleaf. Even if you can't get tickets, you can still come to Chef Kevin's restaurant and hang out with all of us. The practice starts at 8:30. So last year, I remember it ended so much earlier than we thought. We're somewhere between 11 and 11:30 is when we'll probably be able to get over to Cloverleaf Tavern for the event.
That's one thing that I liked about AG last year, and just seeing this in training camp. Salah, they had the fellas, you know, showing up late, whatever, 9:30, 10 o'clock, whatever, 10:30. Yo, when we showed up, yo, they were already on the field, man. 8:30 in the morning, yo, these guys are already on the field practicing. I'm like, okay, all right. Like, I like this. They're getting dirty. They're getting with it. The different practice things that they were doing there, the hitting drills. I'm like, all right, man. Like, seeing Tony Adams getting ready, I'm like, all right, yo, this is it. And, you know, all right, the season went to what it was, but hey, man, this is our time to really see the action. I mean, there I saw that Brady Cook wasn't going to cook. I knew that Martinez was better, but for whatever reason, we kept Cook. You know, this is where we see a lot of the stuff, man. You know, we didn't see Justin Fields launching down the field like when we saw with Rodgers and everybody else. Like, it wasn't happening. So this is our first time really getting a good glimpse at these guys, you know, yelling, chanting some stuff. I remember Nick Shine, it might have been Rodgers' 9/11 year. I think Nick Shine was, you know, said a couple things at Rodgers, man, got his attention. Yo, it's a hell of a time. We get autographs by these players. Yo, they show love, man. Like, I'm happy. I always get excited, Jake, being a season ticket holder before. Like, you had its perks. I think now, because of the sales and talking to a lot of people that used to be Jets season ticket holders, they're not renewing, man. So I think this is maybe, and this is just an assumption, that they're doing this to kind of like incentivize people to re-up to get Jets season tickets. For me, it's like, yo, it's practice. Like, you got to work a little bit harder on that to incentivize us rather than be like, yo, show up to practice, man. Like, you need a lot more. For me, you gotta win, man. Let me see this season. Let me see some wins. Let me see some good effort on the field, some hard hitting stuff, some people that are playing with pride. I'm back in. I don't care. I'm back in. But to see that lousy stuff that we were seeing before, people quitting, people playing for themselves, yo, we're done with it. Yo, we see that, man.
Amen. Amen. Win games. That'll bring fans back. That's the bottom line.
That's it. But yo, I'm looking forward to this weekend, man. July 11th. Yo, I made it a weekend. I told wifey, like, yo, you know, we put little Kev, you know, he's gonna be with the folks, the grandparents. We going down. We staying Saturday night. We staying Sunday night. We leaving late Monday. We making it a weekend.
Wow, I didn't realize. That's great. I can't wait to see you and everyone down there, Chef Kev. That's gonna be a blast.
Yo, ready, man. Ready. Yo,
Wayne Corbett's ready to meet the champ. That's what I'm hearing.
Yo, let's turn up, man. Asmaniacs, let's go. Jet fans, let's go. It's gonna be a time, man. This is it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the champ of Asmaniac Madness and the leader of the Cloverleaf Tavern Asmaniac Training Camp Meetup. It's our guy, Chef Kevin. Let's go.
The Jet fans getting a little crazy.
Fireman Ed's going to be there too. I'm going to invite Ed to Cloverleaf. And of course, Ed's going to be at Gangrene Beach Club this Saturday. Lou B is going to be there. He's got all the waitresses wearing jet green, doing jet chants. It's going to be nuts. I can't wait. Shout out to Rick Kent. He's in the Asmaniac raffle for 5 or 6 entries away from being able to spin the wheel of champions for a signed Breece Hall helmet at the end of the show. Rick in 4-5. Let's go.
Yeah, we are the champions. Me and my friends from New York. We love the Knicks.
Rick's memberships went to Drewski Wayne Sherbert, Omari, the Salty Teacher, Angelo EW, TL4 Gaming. I said we were 6. Now we're only 5. The Human Fund is in the raffle for one. Let's go, human fun.
It's Jets, Jets. I love Fireman Ed too.
Hell yeah, John Gruden. Remember, that was a big story this offseason's been forever. The Jets reached out about hiring Gruden to a position on the staff. That feels like an eternity ago. Yo, Holmes. Bruce Hall. Where's the Lane train? We haven't had a Lane call in a while. I got to check in with Lane. See how he's doing. Open phone lines for anyone who wants in on the conversation. Again, we talked about our training camp meetup. That became official today. Also, the Jet Dolphin game. I've been mentioning it. You now have the opportunity to reserve your spot. We had 70 total spots. I think 12 already went within the first 2 hours of me posting about it on the Patreon and Discord. Get that link and secure your spot if you want to join us on October 25th. Again, join the Patreon if you want a guaranteed opportunity to go. Big shout out to Snowball, Mike Cantina, Kelly Maria, and Derek the Cop for being our most recent Patreon members. Beastbreaker writes in, I'm one tough SOB. I don't buy anyone's BS. When it comes to being a man's man, there's Beast, and then there's everybody else. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
I got gas right now. Oh.
What's this Dark Beast name for you? I thought you were Thunder Beast.
Ever since last week, I've already transferred. I've transformed.
You transformed.
You know how the Dark Knight is. Remember, you talked about Batman before. The Dark Knight. Now you got the Dark Beast.
Yeah, but the Dark Knight puts on a costume. You're still in your attic.
I was just looking at Circuit City. Old school Circuit City.
The human fun enjoys the thumbs up on your camera.
You know, Toys R Us is making its way back after a couple of years of hiatus.
Daz writes in, Hi Gator and Trans Beast.
He's a complete retard with a low IQ of dog meat.
Yo Holmes says Beast Metamorphosis.
I've already done that. Have a poppy.
Leo's dog says, give up the bit, Beast. No one gives a shit.
Down here. Will Toys R Us ever come back? Yes.
Leo's dog says, go transform into a taxpayer.
I don't get it. I already done my fair share. I do that with my phone. Thank you very much. And F Dr. Phil too.
Dr. Phil?
Dr. Phil says I should express my emotions, so that's what I'm doing.
What's your issue with Dr. Phil?
Well, since the last time I've been around these parts, and I do come around like a good frequency. I'm a little bit like herpes. I keep coming back.
Hungry Hippo writes in, Beast, who is England playing and when is their game?
Norway. It's Saturday. It's the Big 8. I'm reading right now because Toys R Us is planning to make a comeback, and I'd love to see it, but we'll see what happens. We'll have to see what happens first because it's all controlled by WHP Global. The brand is reopening a large flagship, so that should be coming very soon. Nobody gives a shit.
I think I speak for everyone by playing that drop. So yesterday on the show, Lou B revealed that Beastbreaker apparently turned down job opportunities because it was too hot outside. I want everyone to watch Dylan Terreman's face in this clip.
Go live in Gaza. Right?
Jeez. First of all, his business is doing good. You know the business cards. We made him the business cards, me and Gator, and he put him out in town, and the phone's ringing. And he told everyone it's too hot to do the job. He called me and said it's too hot. He turned him down. It's unbelievable. His marketing is
Actually, so people call, for those who don't know, Blue and Gator designed business cards for Beast. His actual business card that he has his number and info on it. The one on the screen is everything but the actual number for Beast. Blue's got a copy of it in his hand. He's holding it up. And so you mean to tell me that Beast received phone calls and he turned down business because he said it's too hot?
Yes. His marketing.
Don't advertise outside freaking work.
I blocked number 2, but yeah, I said, well, he's got 3 people on hold, and he called today, and he said that he gave the guy the business. Like, I don't know, like, give him a hard time about, like, wanting him to do a job in the heat. I'm like, geez, you're going to lose these customers. So
they're never calling back. That's it.
No, they're done.
You could kiss my big, big ass. Woo!
The man turned down work because it was too hot. Joe Mike says, Storm Lawn Care, where we decide whether we want to cut your grass. Beast, is that the slogan for the company?
First of all, I have to look at proper weather conditions and also measurements and also timing and conditioning.
Just say you're busy when they requested you. That way you don't turn down the customer.
I will explain it to them over the telephone as a sign of common sense, not stupidity.
You said it was too hot to these people, though.
You have to understand something. I've had a stroke before, and I'm not going to have one again. I know how it feels to have a stroke.
How does it feel?
It's scary.
Describe it.
When you're out in that heat, and and it hits you the wrong way, and when you start getting older, you're going to get knocked on your ass. And I got knocked on my ass before.
What does that look like?
What does it look like? You can't breathe. You can't move.
Demonstrate.
You want to demonstrate?
Yes. It's a visual show. He's gone. Ladies and gentlemen, the Beast has quit the show. Unbelievable. Daz writes in, I would not hire Beast to my company. Mike Durambo says that explains a lot. Ali says, cut your grass or kick your ass, LLC. Hungry Hippo wants to know Beast's preferred dew point. Mike says, Beast has been in a mood lately. He really has been. Ever since he wouldn't wish America a happy birthday, this has been a very negative version of Beast. He goes through moods. I prefer happy Beast, but we work with what we got around here. More of your calls coming up.
String in the cheese.
Last chance to get in on the show. Let's say hello to Just End the Suffering. Who's next? Hello, Jets. Just End the Suffering.
What's up, man? I haven't touched base with you in a while, but I just wanted to let you know I got my week 1 tickets, and I'm going to be up there with the entire family, so we probably won't be able to get to any of the meetups or anything, like at the bars or anything, but I'm going to try to walk through in the parking lot so I can meet you guys.
Come to the tailgate.
This will be my first Jets game. Yeah, I want to. Yeah, I'm gonna plan on that. With the
it's not it's not 21 plus.
Oh,
it's kid friendly. The tailgate.
Well, how much is it to get into the tailgate?
Check the website, which is linked into my description here, because it's not my tailgate. I'm just appearing at it and helping them promote it. But nyflightcrew.com has all the info on the rates for people that want the alcohol package or just want a ticket. It should be all there on the site.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at that, because I mean, I'm bringing my whole family, like I said.
Just End the Suffering. Your internet was going in and out, but check that site and you'll see the Barstool event is 21 plus, because that's at an actual bar. But the tailgate, you don't need to be 21 to attend the tailgate. You need to be 21 to drink. You don't need to be 21 to attend. Big fella says the internet is having a stroke. Not wrong. Not wrong. Eddie is up next. Eddie, are you there? Uh-oh. Eddie's internet is not great either.
Time to grow balls. Grapefruit-sized balls. I don't like grapefruit. I don't like seafood because I get allergic to it and so I break out in goddamn hives because I got problems with that.
Eddie joins us now. Hopefully the connection works. Hello, Eddie. Edward? Eddie, can you hear me?
Can't hear nothing.
No? Let me bring on my tech
Damn.
guys. Stay right there.
Woo! We can't. Check your thing. Check your thing. Use those 3 keys. Escape, Control, and Alt-Delete. Try it now. Can't hear you, amigo. I can't hear you, amigo. Can you hear me? Can we hear you?
You, can you hear me? Beast.
Yes! It works!
There we are.
It works!
What's up, man?
You know what that looks like? The Ultimate Warrior going, I will get you. And we're going to take what we both believe
Was it just me and you in here?
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can't hear you now. Oh, what the hell, man? Something's going on with the...
Somebody please roll something. Roll something.
I can't hear you.
Are you tired of grilling outdoors? Are you tired of having to go to the kitchen to cook? Thanks to Beast's Ultimate Taste Tool, my troubles are over. Sure, it's a little smoky, but who cares? Look, I even got a bucket to shit in so I never have to leave my room. Now you're cooking with butt.
Eddie, we're having some tech issues still with you. I don't know what's happening here. Last chance to enter the raffle. I'm counting all the names. I'm going to get the membership as well. We will be having the raffle for a Breece Hall signed football momentarily. Let me try Eddie one more time, see if we can hear him. Eddie, you got me?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
All right. All right. Just make your point before we lose you again, Eddie. Please.
Hey, my point is I can't wait to see you guys Saturday, man. I'm so pumped up.
I'm glad you're coming. That's awesome.
Yeah, and then we got Tennessee not too long after that. I'm going to try to make the other one. Was it August 1st?
August 1st, the day of the Jets' only open practice for fans.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's good. I'm actually moving next Friday. Right now I'm currently like in South Jersey, so I'm like closer to Philly. Unfortunately, these scumbags over here. So so I'm going to be moving up north more over in a town called Fork and River in Ocean County.
That's awesome. So you'll be in the mix a lot more.
Yeah, a little bit. So I'm going to try to make it is it August 1st? Is that a Saturday or Sunday?
It is a Saturday, August 1.
All right, perfect. I'm going to try to make that one too. So but yeah, either way, dude, I'm looking forward for this Saturday. I think that's going to be freaking a blast.
Oh yeah. We've never done something like this before, but this has a chance to be just an all-time day. I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too. And I'm going to be coming down on Friday. We have a residency there over at the flagship. I think I told you, which is like right next to Ocean. So, which would be nice. So if anyone wants to stay over in AC, man, the flagship is a good spot to stay at. It's almost like a they have like your own suite in there. You have a kitchen, bathrooms, living room. So it's a real nice setup over there. It's literally right next to Ocean Casino.
Oh, that's fantastic. So there you go. Another property for people to check out if you can't get a spot at Oceans.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a little hidden gem. So it's like right on the end of the boardwalk.
Love it. Eddie, that's awesome, man. I can't wait to meet you in person Saturday.
Yeah, me too, man. Hey, love the show as always. Thanks for having me on, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie, who we actually could hear. Outstanding.
Let's go, Jets! Let's go, Jets! Let's go, Jets! Let's go, Jets!
Oh, yeah. All right, I'm counting all the raffle names here. I did just get a Venmo from our guy, Frank P. So, Frank, I see you. You are in for 4 more entries. We are going to spin the wheel of champions shortly. Frank, this is for you.
Woo, woo, woo. Woo, 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 woo.
I also gifted 1 membership as promised. So, ladies and gentlemen, that went to Christian Thompson. So, Christian, I'm putting you in the Asmaniac raffle for 1, because that's who got the membership from yours truly here. So, all right. I guess Beast is going to be able to spin the Wheel of Champions for us. At least I hope. You know, he's been very moody of late, but I'll check in with him and let's make sure he's available. Otherwise, we'll have to go to the bullpen.
I see you, baby.
The DJ man's in the house. The DJ man's in the house. Let's get on down. Girls, bring me that wheel. We going to party.
So you're available.
Party. Let's go.
You're available?
Party. It's time to get to party.
I'm not ready yet. I was asking if you were available for the wheel. It sounds like you are.
Let's party. Diamond.
I think we're going to have Beast for the raffle wheel today, everybody. Before we get out of here, we are presented by PrizePicks. Use code HMA. Put $5 in. Get $50 available in lineups immediately. Here is the PrizePick player that I want to focus on today. It's Geno Smith. I'll keep emphasizing this. If Geno Smith can't eclipse both his passing number and touchdown number, this team is going to be horrific, or Geno got hurt. Because there's no way if he plays, he can't throw for more than 2,600 and a half passing yards and at least 15 touchdowns. Check his career when he starts. He does this blindfolded. This is not to say Geno's great. This is to say that there is great value for anyone who wants to put a Geno Smith number into any of their future PrizePick lineups. So check it out for yourself. Geno Smith, more on passing yards, more on passing touchdowns. I'm backing both in any future PrizePick lineup. Again, make your own picks with PrizePicks, code HMA when you sign up. All right. I have counted all the names. Now we need to go to the Wheel of Champions. And as we saw just before, Dark Beast apparently is in position to take us there. So without further ado, we say hello to the master of raffle ceremony.
The DJ man's in the house, y'all. The DJ man is here, and we're going to get that wheel. Bring girls, bring me that wheel. We know what time it is. It's time we party like 1999. Like the fools be saying, if you can't hang, then bang. Let's count down at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spin that wheel, sucker. Woo!
Thanks, Lord Ass. It's time for that daily Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Excellent job, Dark Beast. Good luck to everyone who entered today. You're all in for the weekly, which again is going to be Friday morning. We're doing a show Friday morning. Weekly raffle. Call it out says link for Jets Dolphins meetup. Go on Patreon. It is pinned on the dashboard. It is the first post on Discord when you check under the Jet Dolphin home game tab. Good luck to everyone who entered. Only one can win a Breece Hall signed football. If you win to claim your prize, you have to email me asmanjake@gmail.com. Good luck to everyone. Today's winner is Spray M. Yak. Spray, you are the winner. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the Jet chant for Spray.
J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Let's go.
Spray, you're the winner. Again, asmanjake@gmail.com. Name and address. I'm assuming your government name is not Spray Emyak. But if it is, please put that in writing so I know where to send it to. On that note, I want to thank everyone who tuned in. Again, I know we had a ton of information sent your way. Here's what you need to know. Gangrene Beach Club is Saturday. Get your tickets, gangrenebeachclub.com. Training camp meetup official. That will be at Chef Kevin's restaurant, Cloverleaf Tavern, on August 1st. That event is free to attend. You just need to RSVP. If you're coming to Nashville, you've heard me ad nauseum talk about our party the day before and our tailgate. The links to that, so all that info is in the description. And if you want to join us for Jets Dolphins, tickets are limited. We only had 70 spots. Join the Patreon, and you'll see the link on how you could secure your spot. Again, whatever we have left over will open for the general public, but it's first come, first serve for Patreon users. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. If you want to join us in section 146, lower bowl for Jets and the Dolphins. Tailgate before the game. Go on the field with us after the game. Field pass for everyone who wants to go on the field, included with your ticket purchase. All right. You guys are the best. Thanks for watching. I've talked enough today. We're back at it again tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, Omari will be joining us. Omari Brown will hop on, and we got a lot to dive into, as always, with him, so I'm looking forward to that. I will see you guys soon. As always, JETS, 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 Jets. We will talk to you soon. Take it away, Beast Tech Support.
You sons of bitches. I've got a problem with my prepaid card, and I'm trying to fix it. There's some bogus charge on my card, and I don't like the sign of that.
Hey, Beast, which tank top do you like?
I'm not interested in tank tops. Those are for girls. What the hell is wrong with you? Give me someone American I can speak to.
Unless you get the account verified, I won't be able to.
Give me someone American I can talk to.
Why are you so upset? I do apologize, but
I already gave you the account number. Why are you sitting here BSing me? Well, you're sitting there with your hand up your ass. Hello? I had a problem fighting with one of the idiots on the phone. Couldn't speak one blatant word of English.
What did they charge you?
$9.99.
So this is all over $10? What's your Venmo, Beast? You have a Venmo? I'll give you $10 right now to make you whole.
I'm pulling it up right now.
Jason-Storm-31. You're down $9.99?
Yes.
Here you go, buddy. You've been made whole.
New password, and I can't even get one. I don't even know a password. I'm trying something here.
Gator says, was Beast the best choice as your tech support engineer? I still believe in him, Gator. Absolutely.
I tried raunchy 14. Didn't want to work. Minimize 8 characters, maximum 20. You son of a bitch.
Hey, try on Meatball 69. Hogwarts 350 LBs.
Hey, watch it. Got it. Oh, bullshit, man. Really getting me really ridiculous. This is so fucking stupid. I don't know what the fuck. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the part of the call where Beast turns his camera off and he's gone.
Oh, hi. Jake wants me to ask you to click on the like button.
That's right, Lane. And if they don't subscribe to the Jake Asman Show, this team may never win another game. Let's go, Jets!